Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway Stories is proud to present Henry's origin. It had been a busy day on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were settling into their sheds. "Who," said Thomas, It sure has been a busy day." "Yes, it has," said Percy. "Usually James would be in the third spot, but Henry beat him to it." James was cross about this. "I can't sleep outside." "You can too," said Gordon. "I sleep outside all the time." "'Cause you're used to it," said James. Toby and Daisy were also here too. They were just visiting. "So," said Thomas, "does anybody have a story they want to tell?" No one spoke up. "I do," said Henry. "What?" said Gordon. "My origin." "What's an origin?" peeped Percy. "It's like your life story and where you came from," said Henry. "You're right," said Thomas. "I don't think we've heard that story." "Neither have we," said everyone else. "Well," said Henry, "would you all like to hear it?" "Yes." "Okay then, I'll tell it." "I'm sure it'll be boring," said Gordon. "It's not boring," said Henry. "Now please, let me start. You see, I came from a mining town. All I ever did was shunt freight cars up and down from the mines. But I had help. You knew Rusty?" "Yes, I did. Me and Rusty were best friends." Rusty would head inside the mines. Then I would wait for clearance. "Clear!" shouted the workmen. I would puff inside and up the mountain. I soon arrived at the top of the mountain. Rusty always beat me there. "Hello, Henry," he would say. "Hello, Rusty. Nice day." "Yes, it is. It's fairly beautiful from up here." "Yes, indeed," puffed Henry. We would each load up our freight cars and then head back down. It was indeed hard work and very hot and dusty. Me and Rusty always went back down together. "Ready?" called Rusty. "Here we go." We both made it down safely. Well, said Percy, if your mining corp was so profitable, why did your railway close? That's another story, and I'll tell you right now, said Henry. It was no different day. I woke up and saw Rusty go by. Beep, beep, called Rusty. Hello, Henry. Hello, Rusty, said Henry. I would collect my cars and follow. Rusty headed inside. I waited outside for clearance. Clearance mostly takes about 3 minutes. But it took 10 minutes instead, and no one had given me clearance. I started to worry. Has something happened, driver? I don't know. Maybe we should go inside. I don't know, said Henry. It seems dangerous. But Rusty could be in need of help. I just sat there, pondering. Wow, said Thomas. I can't believe that you knew Rusty before anybody else. Yup, said Henry. Me and him were very good friends. Could you keep telling your stories? Said Percy. I'm curious. Gordon, and James had rather fallen asleep. Yes, Henry, chortled Daisy. Please finish. Please, said Toby. I'm sorry, said Henry, but I really don't feel like it. I'm too tired. It is getting late, said Thomas. Maybe we should all go to sleep. Yes, I'll finish tomorrow night, said Henry. And he went to sleep. I can't wait, said Percy, and he went back too. I can't wait either, said Thomas. It's been so interesting so far. And his door shut too. Inside the sheds, Thomas was still awake. Psst, Percy, are you still awake? Percy wasn't, and neither was Henry. Bother, said Thomas. I really, really, really want to hear the rest of that story. Guess I'll just have to wait until morning, said Thomas. And he fell asleep too. The next day, Thomas wouldn't stop bugging Henry. Please, 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 said Thomas. Please, please, please finish your story. But Henry wouldn't budge. I won't, puffed Henry. Please, 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 said Thomas. You will just have to wait, puffed Henry. Just like everyone else. But I can't wait. I'm too curious, said Thomas. Too bad, puffed Henry. You're gonna have to. Bother, said Thomas. and Henry puffed away. Thomas was upset. "Father," said he said, "I just wish Henry would tell me a story." And he puffed off too. The next hour wasn't any better. "Please, please, please," pestered Thomas. "Stop bugging me," hissed Henry. "I'm not telling you until tonight." Daisy puffed up. "Please stop bugging Henry." "Henry, Thomas," said Daisy. "He won't budge." "Sheesh," said Thomas. "What do you know, you smelly old diesel?" "Huh!" cried Daisy. She ran away. "Thomas," cried Henry. How could you say that?" "I'm sorry," said Thomas. "You'd better be," puffed Henry. And he puffed off. "Bother," said Thomas. "Now I'm alone." Just then, Daisy backed in. "I'm sorry I called you a smelly old diesel," said Thomas. "That's all right," said Daisy. "I guess I'll just have to wait until tonight," said Thomas. Yes, you will," said Daisy, and she trundled away. Thomas followed, still not happy. The next night, everyone took their spots at the sheds. "Okay, Henry," peeped Percy. Please, finish your story." "You must really think that this is interesting," said Henry. "It is," said Thomas. "Please finish, Henry," said Toby. "You go ahead and finish. We'll be over here sleeping." "Shh," said James. "I want to hear this." "Huh. Good night," said Gordon, and he fell asleep. "Okay," said Henry. "Now, where did I leave off?" "You were outside the mines. You were waiting for clearance from Rusty." "Oh, right," said Henry. "Well, it was no different day. I woke up and saw Rusty go by." "Beep, beep," called Rusty. "Hello, Henry." "Hello, Rusty," said Henry. "I would collect my cars and follow." Rusty headed inside. I waited outside for clearance. Clearance mostly takes about 3 minutes. But it took 10 minutes instead, and no one had given me clearance. I started to worry. "Has something happened, driver?" "I don't know. Maybe we should go inside." "I don't know," said Henry. "It seems dangerous." but Rusty could, but Rusty could be in need of help. I just sat there, pondering. I decided to pluck up courage and go inside. My cars were still over in the siding, but they didn't matter now. I puffed inside. It was dark and spooky, but I soon reached the top. When I got up to the top of the mountain, I saw Rusty. He was derailed. I puffed up. "Excuse me, sir, but, happened?" "Well," said the workman, "the trucks pulled Rusty straight off the rails. And, as we all know, yeah, it's dangerous for an engine to have an accident up here." And the workman was right. The ground started to crumble. "Oh no!" cried Rusty. "Henry, you must help." "And I will," said Henry. Yeah, he turned around, and Rusty was coupled up to us. "Oh, okay," said the workman. "Let's go." And he hopped inside. "Hey, what about us?" called the trucks. "You were naughty," said Henry, "and you shall serve your punishment." "Let's go." And me and Rusty raced down the mountain. We came out just in time. Dust exploded everywhere. I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me. They reversed on to a side. The workman got out. "It's so dusty," I cried. "Yes, it is," said the workman. I'll go up and investigate." The workman walked away, and that's how it all ended. "Wow," said Thomas. "I just can't believe that your mines exploded." "They didn't really explode," said Henry. "They just, well, collapsed and a bunch of dust and dirt came out." "That is true," peeped Percy. "Wait, Henry, question, if I may," said Daisy. "Sure, go for it." Okay, well, if your railways were shut down, how did you end up here? Oh, that's a very good question. Well, our old controller put me and Rusty up for grabs. I I was bought first. Well, we all know that. And a few years later, he bought Rusty. Wow, said Percy. It must have felt good to see an old friend after so long. It was, puffed Henry. Gordon had not been sleeping. He had been listening the entire time. Gordon, peeped James. You're not really asleep, are you? I am too, said Gordon. Stop talking, James. Come on, Gordon, said Toby. You're not sleeping. All right, you guys got me. I wasn't sleeping. Henry, I'm sad. I'm not upset to admit this, but your story was actually pretty cool. Thank you, said Henry. I just wish that. But I do have one comment. What's that? Asked Thomas. I just wish that it was about me. And everyone laughed.